So today we are talking about Jacob's Law, which is a part of the UX principles in the Laws of UX deck made by John Yablonsky, for anyone who's familiar with it. For some context, we've been talking about design principles, I think, since January 2025. Me and Elsie, we said we'll like start talking about one design principle per month. And we did record one for last month, which was patterns, but somehow the audio got lost. And well, I'm not doing that again. I don't know, Elsie, do you want to do that one again? Me, I'm not. I don't know if you talk about patterns again. I don't even know. So basically, I'm moving on. We've moved on, and today we are doing Jacob's law, the design principle, and just like as a like an intro, Jacob's law. Let me read what's on the card directly, since that's where we pulled it from. Do you have the card as well, like the picture?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you
Okay.
sent me.
Okay, let me just say that line, then we'll now like go into the discussion. So Jacob's
Okay.
law is users spending most of their time. No, let me read it like this. Users spend most of their time on other sites. This means that users prefer your site to work the same way as all the other sites they already know. That is the long and short of it. So
Mm.
what do you think about that, Elsie? Let me ask you first.
I think it's just about like reducing cognitive load. I think we talked about that sometime. I can't remember when, but I think it's about that.
Mm,
You know how you go to you want to enter a place and you see a door with handle. Your first instinct to be to push.
yeah, yeah,
So that would be so. Sometimes if they don't make it like you have to pull, that's why they have to write it because they know that you do the opposite of
yeah.
sorry, of what is supposed to,
Of
of
what?
what is there or what they have or something like that.
So they give like
Ah,
visual cues. Yeah.
yeah. So is when they know that because they know that it's not what you're thinking. But the way it is, it's like having a design be hidden in a way, like let it not feel like it's been designed, even though it was designed. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
should just be natural for someone to use it, not having to.
Learn it. Yeah. Yeah. And like the familiarity aspect as well. Like
Yeah.
them making it like what already exists that other people are already using.
That's what will make them feel will make you feel natural. That's what I mean by that
Yeah.
because when you are used to certain kind of things. And the thing is sorry. I don't know why I keep saying sorry, but sorry.
Now
I
you they
just
cough,
feel
now you they
bad.
talk, sorry. I'm
I feel
listening.
bad.
You're saying.
But the thing is like sometimes as a user, I'm talking from a user perspective, like you may not
Mhm.
even know that that is a thing, like you preferring things to work the way they used to is a thing until it doesn't work the way they used to. you know
Mm.
yeah, like
Mm.
for example, when I moved into this house that I'm living in now, right,
Yeah.
the bathroom, the toilet sink, right,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the tap doesn't open the way I think it's the other way around. Like in my head it's definitely the other way around because when
Oh my
till
God. I know what
yeah,
you
because
mean.
today whenever I open the toilet, it took me a while to learn to open it, and even to today when I open it and I close it, I have to make sure that it's closed because I've left it on before not knowing that. Then I came back to lie down and I just said like, I'm here, what's wrong, why didn't the toilet
Why is
no
it flushed?
no, like why is yeah, that why is the toilet tank still rushed? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Then I went back, but it was just taking like, let me wait a minute, it's going to stop. But it just kept going. And then I had to go back and I just check it was the tap that was on. This is more than once, any. I'm serious.
Mm, because
So
it's not
it's
the
not the
norm.
normal way.
It's not the
And
norm. This
it's
this
just
happened to me
crazy.
today. Like funny enough, this happened to me today. Like for the first time I noticed it. I don't know who designed the tab, but it goes the other way. Like instead of you to turn it on like the usual way, like the expected
Yeah.
way, it's the other way. So I find
Mm.
myself like today there was like rushing hot water on my hand by mistake because I thought I was
Oh
closing it, but I
my
didn't. I was
god.
turning it on like for
Mm.
more pressure. So yeah, that's a great example. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to bring up in this for this design principle, yeah, you've mentioned it already, like cognitive load being reduced is the main win when designers follow Jacob's law.
Mm.
And also like you quickly finish what you're doing because
Yeah.
you are used to it already. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
not um having to think about that as well. There's another thing too, which is like in terms of redesigning, you know how we have some ideas of what is bad. I feel like that's why a lot of those teams, the design teams behind certain apps, this is why they don't just do a serious design overhaul and redesign things like
Yeah,
from
that
scratch
that's
fully.
definitely true.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
feel like
definitely
we've even
true.
mentioned this before, but in relation to another principle, but
Yeah, it
it's
just
it's
feels.
it's okay.
Anything of deja vu is true. But yeah, and just to add to what you're saying, like just to give an example,
Yeah.
Samsung just released like the one UI, something like that.
What's one UI?
Wait, what did they just Yeah, it's like they've been talking about it, about how they're going to release this software update.
Okay. Is it like, oh, it's like they released a user interface for their phones?
Sorry,
But I didn't hear what you said
basically,
just now.
so they released one UI 7. That's the it's like saying one UI version 7.0, that kind of thing.
Okay, let
It,
me let me
it
Google this.
they've been talking about it, and it mostly what they've been of how do I say, advertising or marketing about it is hinging his marketing on his AI and all of that. However, when they
Mm,
I just updated my when the software update comes in, try to update or just automatically update. So
yeah,
my
yeah.
update came in and I did, and I noticed quite a lot of change immediately. Like you know how Apple have this thing where if you swipe one side, it brings down notification. Swipe the other side, it brings down the
Oh
those
yeah,
short
yeah,
code.
yeah,
And
yeah. Yeah.
that's the first thing I
What do they call
noticed.
that thing?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the first thing I
really?
noticed. Then the the button, battery, whatever, battery sign changed.
Status bar or
The,
something, yeah.
no, the battery. You know how you should see the battery, what
Oh,
percentage you have.
yeah.
That changed. That's the main change in it, but that's one of the first things I just noticed immediately.
Mm,
I think the volume, whatever,
really?
when you press volume, it
Yeah.
changed, and the height appears changed. So much is changed, and I was just like, "What is that?" First of all, when I saw that change of notification and all that navigation, is it the something bar? What's it called? So when I saw
Um,
the
I know, I
notification,
don't remember the name too, yeah, but I know
yeah.
it's, yeah.
When I first saw that change, I was like, "Oh my god, what the hell is this? I don't like this."
Why?
And then yeah,
Is it
and then I
because it's
found out
similar to the iPhone?
no, it just felt very different because it's not what
Okay,
I've
okay.
been, yeah, it's not what I've
Using,
been
yeah.
using since. So,
Mm.
and I was just like, what's going on? So I saw on TikTok that you can actually turn it off. That's the one thing with
Oh,
own. You can
wow.
turn it, yeah, you can turn it off. You can decide
Optional
that,
design.
yeah, you can decide that you want one or two. It made some of
Interesting.
the, yeah, so I think that kind of design, it made it, like, should I say, easier to accept in a way. Not like easier because a lot of people were
You mean
complaining
it being
about.
optional?
Yes, a lot of people were
Okay.
complaining about it, like some of the updates and all of that, that they want the old and not kind of because
You
people are
want the
so used
old
to
one.
because they're used to
Yeah.
it.
Funny
But
thing is,
since they
even
made
if it's bad, some people might be used to it still.
I'm
I still
even
want it.
definitely that is for sure. So
Mm.
making some
The
of these
devil I
things
know.
optional, yeah, making some of them they
Mm.
already used to it. So some of these options, I think in a way it made it easy for, or it will make it easy for people to like adapt to the new one. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
They
Because
can learn
when it
over
becomes
time.
yet not too new, they might
Mm.
decide to just give it a try, get into
Yeah.
it at their own time rather than just forcing it down people's
Wait, I
um
really like this
throat.
idea of making two experience, like two, how do we
Yeah.
say it now? Two flows
I mean many
accessible
people
to a
have that
user. That's
we had that
nice.
time.
That's nice. That reminds me of something. It's a bit not very central to Jacob's law, but I just remember saying something, I think
Mm,
last week. Someone was asking what's the future of UX, like, or what's the future of products for
mm,
users? And people were like, AI. Someone that said
yeah.
even beyond AI. Someone that said this thing. He said users will have unique experiences. Like the way maybe, for instance, Instagram would look like on my phone will be different from the
Mm,
way it looks like on your phone based on my own preferences and the way I want the UI to appear. And
that makes
this
sense.
seems like it seems like that's what's already happening with this
That makes sense because a lot of, if
UI
you look at
7.
it, a lot of these apps that you, or should I say products basically, that usually didn't have AI, they all have AI now. I don't know if you've noticed it.
Everybody, even child, I don't know if child deck has AI. I'm just joking.
You know
Oh
what?
God, child deck now. You know Sabi child deck.
I don't sabi share there. No sabi. I'm living under the rock.
Oh my God. They don't have
What's
AI,
that?
sha, just a joke.
What's that?
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic. They do food, shipping and food delivery now in Lagos. Food delivery or some.
I don't know. Oh, it's even Lagos. I don't
Oh,
know.
sorry, you're an Abuja babe. I
You're
forgot.
not in Abuja, babe.
Sorry, you're
What's the
not even
Abuja,
an
babe?
Abuja
Oh,
babe, Sef. It's true.
ah, oh,
Togolese. So that's the only other city I know now. I know you lived in. Bele.
oh my god. So yeah, they all have. Even Notion now have AI. Which other one? Everything.
Let me think.
Even
Let me
Google
think.
has AI.
I was writing an email today and I saw three different options. I should press
Um,
one for what I want to say. I was like, what's
bro,
going on?
if you even
Ah,
do, I don't know if you have noticed. If you do Google search now, the first thing
yeah.
that will appear with AI is summarizing the whole thing for you.
Yes, and I don't even bother looking down again.
God, I don't even used to bother. I said I want to see examples, something like that. I don't even used to bother anymore. I
Hmm.
said, God have mercy.
Now every day. Okay, another thing is predictability. This Jacob's law thing. It still ties to what we've been saying before, but
Yeah, I think
like
that's the major. Yeah, that's.
yeah, like in terms of UI, I don't know if I've mentioned this or ranted this to you before, how like everybody's UI looks similar. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's
Yeah,
no
you say it all the
authenticity.
time.
I said
Yeah,
that
you do.
sorry.
No,
Yeah, it's
not
true. I
bad
say it all
though.
the time because of that minimalism side of things. Because I know you
Yeah.
like minimalism, so I'm always bringing it up. So I'm now thinking now that it's maybe it's immature of me to keep ranting about it because it appears that everybody's doing that because it's possible that that's what the user would expect. Like so, they need their apps or they need the UIs to be predictable for this reason exactly. So it's not as if designers are not creative, or it's not as if people just want to be doing the same types of things. It's just to fulfill this principle in user experience, I guess. So I'm learning.
No, but another thing about this. Like you said, when there's everybody's doing this, designing the same things, kind of.
Mm, mm.
So, like, how do you now innovate? Innovation,
So,
you want to have innovation, but at the same time, you still want people to feel like it's not new. I don't know if you
mm,
understand. That's
it's a dilemma.
yeah. So I feel like it's just about like now when you go to a site
Mm.
and you want to check out, your mind
Yeah.
goes to looking for that basket. That's the cart.
Yes,
Like
so
That's,
yes.
so that kind of things, I feel like no matter how much you innovate and try to move things around, you still have to make some things feel natural. For instance, if I want to check out
Mm-hmm.
on your site and I can't find the cart, I can't find even the cart as a word, I can't find it, I can't find the basket. What
Or
are you talking about?
baskets, I
I just
swear.
I'll probably just leave the site without
Maybe you don't
buying.
use some kind of funny icons or
Yeah,
animations because you want to be edgy and cool.
exactly.
Nobody will
People
understand.
end up not buying anything. Many people end up not buying anything because what are you talking about? They will just abandon it because they can't find it.
That's such a universal example. Wow. Like
So
carts, basket, like you must, if you want to shop,
yeah,
you have to have it there.
you have
It
to
has
have
to
it.
be there.
You
Another
know,
one,
mhm.
another one that is like it never changes at all is logging in. Especially with this Google single sign on, like sign in with Google, like all
Oh
those
my god.
things.
Oh
If
my
you
god, that's
change
not
it in
scary.
any way, it's going to be frustrating.
In
It's going to
another
be
news,
so
thank God I even
frustrating.
brought thank God you brought this thing up. One of the things I hate the most, and I've seen it so much in this. I don't think I saw it as much in Nigeria than here. Maybe I'm
What's that?
mistaken. When you're doing login and they put password, many of the sites don't have show passwords. I don't understand why. It's so frustrating to me. It's so frustrating
It's
because
true, like why?
I put in what I think is my password and then they're like wrong password. I'm like, how am I supposed
How
to
do I
know?
know? That's
Because
actually
sometimes
insane.
maybe you think you're pressing a alphabet and then maybe you didn't press it well, something like that.
You pressed
You
a number
can't
or something.
you can't just you don't know what the mistake. You have to delete all over again and start, bro.
Nah, that's insane. They're in the dark ages. Why are they doing that?
I don't understand. I
Unless
see it a
there's some
lot.
reason. I don't know what reason it
What
is.
kind of reason will it be? Because most times you have the option of not making it obvious if you're in public. you can decide not to show it. They should be able to
Yeah.
do that so that you can say don't show password or something. You can click it's a simple icon, bro. Like I icon. Or if you want to be like I think
Like
it's
who?
no, I think it's Google, something like that, that always make sure they put show password, and then you have to tick, and then you untick if you're
Oh, yeah, I
entering
know the one.
password. Yes.
Mm.
But some people just put that I, close it, cross it out, open it. That's all we need. Yet the minute they don't have it, that's an app. Oh my
That's
god.
so crazy. It's so
It's so
crazy.
crazy. I don't know.
Speaking of this thing you mentioned, like being in the middle of, I want to innovate, but I want to make things predictable and familiar to my
Mm.
user. Okay, so imagine if we were in a team now, like a design team, we have a product that's our work. The product is our work. How do we then, like, is it compromise or no, not compromise, but how do we balance it for real? Because we want our brand to stand out. We want a unique experience for everybody, but we still need to follow Jacob's law. So what do you think that would look like? Just I'm asking myself as well. I don't even know
I
yet.
think I think the whole point of it is like make it look like it's not new. But by that, I don't mean the whole design itself. I'm talking of like the journey, like the user journey
Okay.
that they will follow. Let it still
Mm.
be, even though you're changing
Mm.
something, let the journey still like probably. I think that's
Mm.
one way of doing it, where the
That's
user journey,
interesting.
where the user journey is still like
It's
um
still the
still
same but
familiar,
similar. Yeah,
predictable,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That
And
is the like the IA remains the same.
yes, in a way
Okay.
like
Oh,
like
amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
like
would
if I
work.
like if I want to if like we're just talking about it now. If I want to go bro,
Really?
like if I want to go to if it's, let's use e-commerce again as an example. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I want to
Mm-hmm.
design, I'm buying something, right? I want to
Yeah.
check out it, the position of that cart. I don't know,
Mm.
I don't know why, but I think I feel like in my head it's always on the top
Top
hand side
right.
or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. If I
Yeah.
can't find the cart there, if you want to innovate, still put that thing there. In
I
your in
swear,
someone's
yeah.
so that if I look up and I'll just be like, oh, maybe this is it. I can
It
just click
should
on
be
it.
this. Yeah, yeah,
You
true.
that or like hamburger
True.
menu, for instance. When you put hamburger menu and
Mm.
maybe some people like to say that they don't want hamburger menu the way it's just those lines or else the way that it's familiar. They want to do it to be something else. Still put it where like if it's on the phone, we know it's always like in the in the left hand
The
side of
side
the
and the left hand.
yeah
Mm, is
on
it
phone.
left hand?
Is it left hand?
These days, people, I think it's now almost equal. Sometimes it's on the left or the right.
The thing is, if you're using the hamburger menu itself, like put it on in the left, in the middle, in the whatever, people will still know like what it is. The
It's
only
true.
point is
Yeah.
when you're not trying to like innovate,
Like
that's when you
changing the icon.
yes, that's when you have to
Mm.
like know where to put it at. Someone will not feel like
Some
they are
people will
looking
even
for it.
make it a tiny square box. I don't understand. Like, what is it? What is it? Like design is not. I mean, I get it. Creativity, art is great, but it's not you that is using that product. It's somebody
That's
else. I have no context to what you're doing.
but it can be a bit difficult as a
What's gonna
designer
be difficult?
because you like know it too much in your head, so you can't just
Mm,
unknow it. I don't know if you understand. I can't just
mm-hmm.
unknow it
I do. I
because
understand.
I've seen where you just design something that you think is simple, and then you ask somebody to use it and they can't even use it. It's like what, and you be so disappointed because you thought it was simple.
That's why usability testing
It's
cannot
always
can
like
never not be needed. It can never
yeah,
not go out of
that's
style. Like
true.
it is so important.
That's
It's so important.
definitely
It's like writing something or like, is when you get like another person's perspective on it, or when you read it aloud or something, you start to see it in a different way. So and another thing is that I think as designers, maybe we feel too deeply about what we've designed, like it's our child or something.
yeah,
So you
definitely
are
it's
not
true.
even if you can feel the criticism or you can feel that there's something wrong here, you don't want to even because it's your child, like it's so important to
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So yeah, that part as well. One solution that I might say I might add to this as well, because I fully agree with what you said, is
yeah.
maybe like taking so long with releasing new features, like do it as slowly as possible, not like changing different things at once. Like if you
Yeah.
have 10 things to change, do it like do it like maybe over the course
Over
of a
some
year or
years.
something. I don't know, depending on the user base or so. But
I,
I think this still depends on the business as well. Like
but I
if
think
a feature will
a lot
make
of
more
people,
make them more money, a
yeah,
lot of people,
I think a lot of people do that. If I'm not mistaken, like take their time. But I still feel like,
not Instagram though.
yeah, on Instagram, bro, like,
See, Instagram. I'll keep talking about Instagram. The kingdom come. Do
I
you
don't
know?
even know what
I don't know if
Instagram
you've
looks like
noticed the
anymore
new
because,
changes they've made on
bro,
Instagram lately.
I can't remember when last I went on Instagram. I'm not even going to lie.
There's like five new changes every day. I'm tired.
Because the reason I was saying that anyway, anyway, is that
Mm.
the amount of time Samsung was advertising for their one UI and how what it's going to take
Mm.
and all of that. They actually advertise about it. Like people were anticipating it even before it came.
Mm. Okay. So it's like they knew about this.
I would say that no matter how many the amount of advertisements they did talking about it and
Oh,
all of
okay.
those things, a lot of people did better, did better whatever. What's it called?
What's
Better
that?
testing.
Oh,
Some like
okay.
really like influence like some people some influencers would just like
Try
do the
out
test to
the.
try out they did
Mm.
it, talked about it and all of that. Yet immediately that thing went, oh my, come and see my side of TikTok. People were just
People
complaining about the about the
see.
it's so
Ah,
crazy.
God, we are doing the Lord's work, oh, designers, because you know how hard it is to please a person normally.
It is
I am working to please users.
It is, but the thing, to be fair on their side, most of the things I was hearing about, most of the things I was hearing about the update was to do with
Mm.
AI. So only for me to now come and open my phone, I'm now seeing that you have updated everything. I'm seeing that if I scroll one side, it is
No, but these guys, I even give it to them because they made it optional, like you
they
said. So
did
I like that they did that.
they
I think
did.
that's really cool.
So some
I think
people
that's
on
really cool.
TikTok was not like you don't have to put it use it. You could just turn it off if you don't want it. And they don't say how to turn it off. I just wanted to straight and turn my own off first of all because I don't want nonsense. I don't like what I hate.
I just
Do you know
remembered
that
one example.
I don't like what I
What
hate
was that?
still?
I don't know it.
Bro, are you serious?
I don't know it.
What's even
What
this
are the
guy's
words I
name?
hate?
Uche.
Uchechi.
How for damn?
Uche
What?
Jumbo.
No, the guy,
I don't know.
something. I think he's or something like his name.
I know
Bro,
Samir.
he's not as saying I don't like what I hate.
That's a good one to use though. I just remember one example in terms of
Mm-hmm.
this Jacob's law thing, but I think the example doesn't follow. Like I don't think people who design this thing follow it, and that's
Yeah.
elevators. Do you feel that way about elevators? The icons they use in elevators,
Whether is what?
whether it's conventional, like that when you enter elevators anywhere, you know what, like everything makes sense. Everything you're seeing makes sense to you.
Yeah, I do think so. I don't think that whenever I enter elevator, bro. First off, because if you're talking about elevators, people will just assume, not just assume that it's just one that has like if you are going up in a hotel, something
Mm.
like that.
Which other
But
type?
like if you're in the train station or airport, it will say one.
Oh my God.
It might say like
And that's part of it
it
now.
yes
It's
it
all
is
meant
because
to look alike.
it should be able to let you know where you're going to where it's going to. For instance, when you're in the airport and trying to get to let's say there's a place where like, you enter bus, for instance, where you're going to go get a bus, and then if you go up, you go get a train or you go get just
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember the example I want to because it happens in this
I know this.
airport I just went to him. If they don't make it in a way that if I just look at it, I'll just know. Then they've not yet done it because some of them, even if they put 0 1, what is 0, what is 1? Most times
Mm,
they write it on the side like this is where 1 is going to, this is 0 is going to this place, so that you
okay,
just
okay, I see what
know.
you mean.
Yeah, so it's still like they still make it in a way that if you are new, you still know you won't get
You
lost
won't be lost.
and you
Mm.
won't be like, what am I going to do? So yeah, I don't think it's a bad example. I think it's a good example because at least in the what's it called? The elevator I've seen here, the one I've seen
Mm.
in Lome, the one I've seen in Nigeria, they're still the same kind of
Okay, but
elevator.
that's your own experience, Sha. For me,
Okay. Don't
like
tell me Lagos is
I
different.
don't disagree, Sha. Like I agree with you, like that they are conventional in function, but in form That's where I'm always getting very
Okay.
frustrated. Like looking at the icons to understand that, oh, this if you press this, it opens the door. I don't know. I find myself feeling lost a bit every time I'm in a lift. Like it always feels like a new situation every time. And I feel a
Really?
bit uncomfortable. To be honest, yeah. I don't know whether it's a thing of maybe not being used to it growing up,
Think
maybe
that
like that kind
that
of thing.
which can that thing for closing door. I think so far the
I,
one
in fact,
I've
I
not
even
that
dread touching it because I don't know. I'm scared I'll go and press the wrong thing.
bro.
Like looking at the icons, it doesn't quickly communicate anything to me. And sometimes it's designed differently, not in different institutions. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, Sha. Maybe it's just a me thing
Maybe
because
I've not paid
I
attention to
get
that one.
confused easily.
Maybe
I
I
get
didn't pay
confused very easily. So
maybe I've
maybe it's
not paid
just
attention because I always assume that I know in my head the
mm,
open button and close button for elevator, what it should look like. I don't think I can't remember having
oh,
something
see,
different.
my own, see, it's not even this open and close button again. That one I think is even a trivial issue. The main issue is like when it's coming down, when it's going up, and I'm standing in front of it. Like I'm always looking lost when I'm standing outside the elevator and I want to enter, and I'm trying to understand like which one is coming down, which one is going up. It usually has like a sign on the top.
Yeah.
Like maybe you have the number and an arrow or something.
Um,
I don't know how to read the sign. It's always like a puzzle or like an equation, math equation to me. So I'll just
that
wait and
one
see.
I
Yeah.
can understand that one in a way because like you said, buildings have different way of representing that one. So
Mm.
it's not like I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not like that one is quite universal, even though it should be even more because some places that made it easy, it's quite easy to know because sometimes you see the arrow is like triangle and when it's facing up,
Mm.
you know it's going or when
Yeah.
it's
And then
facing
there's one
that
that's
one is
actual arrows.
easier. Some are arrows ahead, but some are might just be the number. You have to look at the number going up or going down. So it's just yeah,
I think
that
the
one I
one
understand.
here does not even have arrows.
Imagine. So that one I
Maybe it has
can
a voice going up, going down.
no
It's just not the
most of them
same everywhere, Sha.
have
And that's my
voices, but
issue.
there's a way of representing it graphically. Like you said, it's not always the same. That's the funny thing. That one I can
Mm-hmm.
understand if you say. So what's next? Because we have spent 35 minutes.
I think that's all I wanted to say in terms of like predictability. Let me see my notes. And the example, I think we've been giving great examples from the start. Another one is searching things on a website. Is it that you show me the magnifying glass, or I don't understand what
Mm-hmm.
you're saying?
It's true. It's true because a lot of
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm listening.
no. Okay, let me just say that a lot of people
No.
just use that magnifying glass. That's what they use. Some people actually still use the triangle, whatever.
Which
You know,
triangle?
that's the way you do not put search. They not write search in it. You know how to not tap on it.
Oh, like a placeholder text
Yeah,
search.
that kind of one.
Yeah, that one is still good. That one is still good. But
Mm-hmm.
anything that is no magnifying glass, no,
But
don't
that's like
even
is it
try.
or you gotta hide your magnifying glass somewhere that we'll have to start looking for it. Like
As in, I swear, that one's crazy.
I think it's my Google on my what's it called? My laptop to search for no not Gmail, sorry, Gmail. To search to look for where to search for something. If I want to search for anything, like I want to search for a meal. It used to take me sometimes. I'll still be looking for how did they search? How did they bro? Till
This
now. I'm
this
not
made me, yeah.
no continue.
No, I just wanted to say like this thing you just said made me see like two things here. Like first is the elements themselves, like the icons, the wording, all those things that we expect as users, because all of us are users, we
Hmm,
expect them to be the same or at least similar across all user experience. That's one. The second one is even the journey. We start to expect a
yeah,
journey.
that's
So
for
for
sure.
instance now, this search icon thing, I find that I'm not expecting every website to have a search button that I can just use to search. Whether it's a website that is maybe selling medicine or a website that
Yeah,
is maybe Wikipedia, I expect to see a search.
to be honest,
So
yeah,
recently I saw like some websites that didn't have a search and I was frustrated. So
that's
it's like I'm
true.
not expecting this across everywhere. And that's
Today
it's just
That's
Yeah.
true because today I was checking for something, and then I got it. I got to this the page I'm looking for, and I wanted
Yeah.
to search for something, and I was like, oh my god, there's no search button. However, on their own, whatever, they
Mm-hmm.
have like they arranged it in alphabetical order. Like you just have A, you now click on A and see
What if there's
the
10,000
item.
things?
But that's not even the funny thing. The funny thing is,
Mm-hmm.
what if, let's say, I'm looking for something, I'm looking for, what will I even use as an example? I'm looking for iPad, right? You now write,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking for iPad, and I would now
Mm.
go to I will not now see iPad. I'm like, what's going on? Only for me to now see that
Mm.
it was in A, they put it as
A
Apple iPad,
Apple.
something like that.
Yeah, you cannot
So
know
it
how they. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was what happened to me today. Because when I was searching for, I didn't see where I was. I went to L
What kind
straight
of
and I didn't see
useless
it.
website is that, though?
Then I had to go and start saying, "Oh my god, I don't have it. Oh my god!" And I went. I don't even know what I was. I just started looking for all of them, and I saw it. I'm like,
Wow.
why? Why
Trenches.
though?
That's trenches, Joe.
Crazy.
Ah, what I remembered earlier was competitor analysis, like why competitor analysis is very, very important before you even start designing anything on Figma. But
Oh,
then
this
this
is
is funny because is it the UX designer that should be doing the computer analysis?
no. I feel like
Who's meant to do it?
it depends on the team now.
Exactly. It depends on the team.
Depends on the team. It's not like it's
Like I
one.
thought when I mentioned it, it was maybe this is not the podcast for that. Maybe like, marketing or something. Yeah,
Really?
but then
Well,
it is
we
no,
used
it
to
is
do
important.
computer analysis on our this thing. I did
Yeah,
forget.
we did do computer
Yeah, even
analysis.
back
Also, it's
home.
even particularly relevant in this one because it will help you to understand the conventions
Exactly.
your people have. It's true, sure.
I feel like every UI designer, if even if you're not gonna do it, like the UX designer might do it, like where there's some where they have different teams, So the US
Mm.
designer might be done to do it, but still you have to do it because you have to understand what the competitors are doing, where the gap is, because how else will you design if you have not found out where that gap is? So
Exactly.
but again, but just like you said again, I feel like at the end of the day, it just depends on the team. Because what if you go to a team and it's the marketing department that is doing it? But the thing
Like
is,
I
as
think,
long as the results gets to
yeah.
you, that's the important thing. Sorry.
No, but as you've said this thing now, I'm starting to think that no matter what team you are, you should actually be doing that.
Yeah.
No matter what, like even if it's a small team or the marketing people, you do need to understand. And this, I think this is a part of a bigger conversation. Probably we could have it another month, which is this, I don't know, the ideology that when you hear UX, UI, people just think Figma. Like Figma is like the only thing, and it's not, it's like the last thing. It's not even the beginning. It's like the last stage of what UX people actually
No.
do.
Oh, definitely.
So I feel like more UX, we need more UX podcasts even, or UX influencers. We need more because there's a lot of misconception for real.
Yeah, but the thing at the end of the day, bringing more might not be the solution in a way because it's like everybody has their own ideas too. That's the whole
No,
issue.
no, you know what I mean? Like, the world we live in now, I don't know, maybe I'm just a doomsday preacher. It's almost like UX, UI, people do not understand the importance of it anymore. And you just like,
Oh, that's for
if,
sure. People don't even know
eh,
what it is, Seth.
they don't know where their hands. That's what I'm saying. That if you have more people that are insufferable and talking every day about, oh, this is what you need to do, maybe the market will now correct itself at some point. Because the more we talk about these things, the more I see the importance, like in every single sector of life, like
Yeah.
not even just apps.
That's why you can say US designer is a service designer. They
Mm.
design services, not just apps.
Or UX
You can
designer with
design
the NHS.
yeah, or the one that is doing school that is designing the lessons for them. I don't know how to explain it. What
Yeah. What
do
they
you
call
remember?
them? Is it instructional designer or
I don't
learning
know
designer or
what they
something?
learning. I think it's learning something like learning design, but it's just like
Mm.
as long as you know this UX design thing, like you can do it. It's just about
You can apply
programming it
it.
into exactly. Thank you. Apply it.
Mm. Mm.
Apply it everywhere.
Do you have anything else we've not covered? Anything else we need to talk about?
Okay.
Thing I have in my head right now is just that familiarity is not always bad. When something is familiar, predictable. It's not that it doesn't mean that it is cheap or it's not something of quality. It means that
Mm,
designer thought about it and thought that this is the best thing that can actually happen, and that's what they went with.
yeah.
That's the thing me I learned today, because to be honest, I didn't think about it like this before.
Think for me, building on that, just always as a designer, we always have to remember that your users come to your product with expectations already. So you have to work hard to make sure that they meet, or you meet that expectation, or that your product meet that expectation. And at the end of when we talk like this, it looks like we're saying don't be innovative, but we are not. I'm sure that we've said it at some point. And maybe people, I'm sure that everybody have heard it when we say that you have to be innovative, but still keep the familiar. Like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be like, if you want to design funny things, fine, but as long as I understand the user journey, it's still possible for somebody to use it. You know, so yeah, be
Mm-hmm.
innovative, but at the same time, understand that your user might not. Just keep them in mind when you're designing. Keep the user in mind. Bearing it in mind that this is the things that is out there that they're familiar with. So don't make things too complicated and too difficult. So yeah.
Amazing. I think we've come to the end of the episode, yeah?
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time on the Design Gist podcast. We're so tired. Oh my God.
Yeah. So
All right
keep
now.
let's all
Bye.
keep designing with empathy, and remember that don't be afraid to make the familiar beautiful.
You know what this reminds me of?
No.
Uncle, please tell us a story. Do
Oh my
you
god.
remember?
Is that an advert? Of course.
Yeah. Which advert? Advert call. You don't even know. You don't know the reference.
Wait,
Uncle,
what?
please tell us a story. Is it not that P Square song?
Oh, is it a song? I definitely remember.
Or maybe
Please
it's an
tell us
advert that it
a
came from. I don't
story.
even
I
know.
can't remember why I said advert.
But
So
one thing I do know is that's Ellen Paul's voice. Did you know?
Jesus, I had that
Mm.
time. I'm like, it's a lie. There's no way a grown adult would talk like that. Girl is just something else.
I swear to God. I know, I bet she was
Mm.
young then as well, but
But
like,
no, not which kind young, not young, that young. I beg. That's the
okay,
baby's
so when she
voice.
was doing those stand-up, she was older
Yeah,
now.
she
It's
was not
true.
that young, bro. That
Bro.
I remember it now. Said it's true,
God. It's like, it's a gift. It's a
bro.
talent. Let me
It's
put it that way.
crazy. Uncle,
It's a
please.
talent.
I don't know how she does that thing, like,
Is
bro.
is it's just it's like all these Eddie Murphy, Tyler Perry that wear this thing, they start sounding like
Oh,
women or
okay, my
something.
dear.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly, my dear. Or
Who
Eddie
is Helen
Murphy.
Paul, sef? It's been a while. Hope she's fine.
They know. I think she finished a PhD maybe a few years back or
Wow.
something. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
That is an important episode.
What do you mean Helen Paul inside?
We'll leave her there now.
Oh
We'll
my
leave her
god, I
there.
beg go. This thing is
What?
turning to something else. Let me go and drink hot tea this night too. Hey.
Please, just rest, please. We need to get out on Sunday.